In this Hyperliquid video, I want to talk about HyperEVM and more specifically Hyperswap. So Hyperswap is the native DEX for HyperEVM, and a lot of people get this term confused. A lot of people think that, and me included, thought that native DEX means the main one, the official one. However, that's not what it means. So the term native DEX means that it runs on the Hyperliquid layer 1 chain, and it interacts directly with Hyperliquid's order books, accounts, vaults, and logic. It's not just interacting with bridges or wrappers, and it uses native settlement, meaning trades settle on Hyperliquid itself without relying on external bridges or Ethereum mainnet. It's built to leverage Hyperliquid's architecture, such as low latency, high throughput, and other unique features. So essentially the difference between a real native DEX and a pretend DEX is a pretend DEX is just deployed contracts on the chain, uses generic contracts with minor tweaks, and it just interacts via token standards. Whereas a real native DEX is built for the chain from the ground up, it uses the chain's custom features, official or ecosystem backed, and has direct protocol integration. So it just means that it's using Hyperliquid's infrastructure directly, and that's what this term native means. So this was built specifically for Hyperliquid, because you can have a lot of general purpose DEX, right? But this is specifically for Hyperliquid. So anyway, let's launch the app. I will also leave a link to Hyperswap in the pinned comment, but this is the initial trade page. So this is where you'll be doing all of your swaps. And they also have limit orders, but this is currently in beta. So you can place some limit orders here, and they have different expiries, and you can set a custom one. And you can see all of your open orders and your order history down here. So you also get a nice chart for each token as well. If we change this over to, let's say, stake type, then you can see that'll load up the stake type chart. So it directly has TradingView chart embedded into the trade page, which is quite nice. And you can also see the liquidity pool down here. So as you can see, I'm currently swapping Hype for stake type. And down here, you can see the liquidity pool. And that tells you it's a V3 pool with a 0.01% fee. Up here is the settings icon. So here you can adjust the slippage. You can set a transaction deadline. So if the transaction is going on for too long, if it's pending for more than a long period of time, you can just revert that transaction. And you can also toggle some settings for the interface, expert mode on or off, or you can disable multi-hops. So it restricts swaps to direct pairs only. So that is the trade page. Next up, we have the pools. So these are all the different liquidity pools. Here are all the ones that I'm currently in. You can see all of them here. Very clean user interface. You can clearly see your reserve, which is how much liquidity you've put up into the pool. And you can see your unclaimed fees here as well. You can set that by standard AMM or concentrated liquidity. I'm currently in concentrated liquidity. And you can see that they're all in range, and you can select whether you want to filter them by the ones that are out of range or closed positions. And you can click this claim all fees button up here, and that will claim all of your fees, all of the profits that you've earned from that liquidity pool, or from all of the liquidity pools. Next up, we can also create a position. So here we can create a new concentrated liquidity position. We can select whatever pair that we want, Hype against U Bitcoin. We can see the fee. We can read more about that, and we can adjust it. Best for stable pairs is 0.01. Best for most pairs is 0.3. 1% fee for exotic pairs, and 0.05% fee for the best for stable pairs. And you can see the different volumes there. And then you can click continue, and you can adjust the ranges. So you can either leave it in the preset ranges, which is here, or you can click a custom range, and you can play with the settings here if you know what you're doing with providing liquidity. You can also see a depth chart here, and you can view that on Persec as well. Persec is the block explorer for Hyperliquid. You can then click continue, and then you can either select dual token mode or single asset zap, and then you just enter in the amount that you'd like to pair. You can also change this to an AMM standard liquidity position, and you can do the same thing here. Next, we have explore. This is where you can explore all the different pools, all of the different liquidity pools on Hyperswap. So here you can see all of the different pools here, and you can filter them. So you can click this, you can filter by TVL and APR and also volume, and that'll adjust the list here. You can also set it by 5x multiplier pools. So this is to do with 5 times points, Hyperswap points. because obviously currently Hyperswap are doing points. They have a point system that's live, and I believe that will end sometime this month. So you really want to jump on that soon. I'm going to show you later on in this video exactly how you can do that and take advantage of that for their upcoming TGE swap token, which, this being the native DEX on HyperEVM, swap token is highly anticipated and likely to do very, very well. So you want to be collecting points, you want to be farming the points in all the different liquidity pools, trading a lot of volume on Hyperswap in order to build up your point score and climb up the leaderboard in order to receive a nice portion of the swap token airdrop. So that's coming, which I'm really excited about. And obviously you want to be on Hyperswap as well as all the other protocols that I've shown you in my full Hyperliquid airdrop video, the HyperEVM airdrop video, because simply there's 30k people on HyperEVM right now. Random dogshit memes that last 24 hours that you can't even remember have more than 30k holders. 40% of the Hyperliquid supply is sitting there for future airdrops. This is one of the best opportunities in crypto for basically any size portfolio. So we should all be farming on Hyperliquid right now if we're not already. I mean on HyperEVM / Hyperliquid as well, but the main focus is HyperEVM. So watch my full airdrop guide. I'm making plenty of Hyperliquid, HyperEVM videos at the moment, so definitely be sure to check them out. So yeah, you can select the pools by the multiplier pools, hyped pools. These are all of the hyped ones that are getting a lot of volume. Incentivized pools, ones that have incentives going on. Standard AMM and concentrated liquidity. And then you can also just click all to see all of the different pools, and you can search for whatever one you want to search for. So that's all of the pools. You can then also earn by staking. So you can currently earn HB Hype, which is Hyperbeat Hype, ST Hype, which is stake type, and this is powered by Thunderhead and Imperator. Also Loop Type and Delegate Hype. So you can do all of those if you wish. I'm currently in Loop Type, and I'm also on Hyperbeat. And I have some stake type, of course. So I'm in all of these different ones. Next up is points. Actually, before I explain the points, let me show you the bridge. So you can also bridge using Hyperswap. You can bridge from pretty much any chain. You can see they have a long list of chains that you can bridge from. And you can bridge into the HyperEVM using Hyperswap. Next is the points, right? So the points, this is what's going to climb your rank, and this is what's going to allow you to earn a bigger slice of the airdrop for the upcoming swap token. And not just that, but for the HyperEVM hype airdrop. So at some point, we don't know yet, there is going to be more hype airdrops, and that's likely, the next one is likely going to be for HyperEVM users. So you want to be using Hyperswap as it's the main native DEX for HyperEVM, for doing all of your swaps, all of your bridging, just pushing a lot of volume through it. And that is how you're going to get the hype airdrop. But also they have their own swap token coming out as well. So you want to be building up your points. And the way that you can do that is they initially did have this Hyperswap beta points where they gave you a whole list of different actions that you could be doing. And once you completed them, you would get a certain amount of points. So you can see stake hype, receive loop type, and provide liquidity on Hyperswap. And that would have given you 50 points or so. And you can see all the different tasks that they had here. Some of them would just hold some tokens. Some would use some of the bridges. Some would borrow some Felix USD. Some would just, hold this token. And yeah, that's how you were able to get some initial points. However, that period is now ended. So what you want to be doing is you want to be trading, doing all of your swaps, doing a lot of volume over here. You then also want to be in the different liquidity pools. So the different liquidity pools that you go into, you can either look for ones that have high APRs. So you can go on explore and you can click this filter button. You can select by APR. And this will show you all of the best APRs. So these ones you're going to earn the most money with. However, a lot of these TVLs are relatively low, so you want to judge whether you want to go into that or not. So you can click 5 times multiplier pools. This is a good one because here you're going to get 5 times points. So the more of these 5x points pools that you're in, that's going to really ramp up your point scoring. So I believe it works that the longer you're in the liquidity pools, the more money you're going to earn, the more points you're going to earn. And this is a 5 times multiplier on those points. You can then also select by hyped pools, and a lot of these have good APRs and they also offer points as well. You can see this one's a very good one because you get 10 times HyperFi points, which is a lot. HyperFi is another protocol that I've also made videos on, so check that out in my full airdrop guide. I believe it's called My Exact Strategy to Farm Over $100,000 Using HyperEVM. You can then also check out incentivized pools, but these are the 3 that I would look through. So you want to be doing that. You then also want to be staking in some of these pools. In my full airdrop guide video, you can watch me do all of that and you can see exactly how you do that. And lastly, you want to be bridging, and you want to be bridging across consistent volume. So make sure you're bridging across, let's say, every week or so. And that keeps you in the loop, and that lets Hyperliquid know and HyperEVM and Hyperswap know that you're an active user, constantly bridging across funds to trade on HyperEVM and on Hyperswap. So that is the way that you're going to get all of your Hyperswap points, by trading, doing a lot of volume trading, by being in the liquidity pools, and by constantly bridging across, and by making sure that you're also referring people as well. You can also refer people in. If you click here, you can see all the different people that you've referred into the platform. So I don't know how much these earn you. Maybe it's just 1 point per referral. I'm not too sure. I don't think it's much, but it will help with your points. So that's another thing that you can do. So make sure that you're doing all of those things, and that should help you climb up the ranks and earn you points in Hyperswap for the HyperEVM airdrop, but not only that, for the upcoming swap token. That is like the Uni token launch for Uniswap, which was a massive airdrop for the people using Uniswap back in the day. So I hope you found this tutorial useful. If you did, please leave a like rating, comment if you've got any questions. How many points do you currently have on Hyperswap? What rank are you in the leaderboards? I'm interested to know. How long have you been farming as well? And I will see you in the next video.